And welcome, guys and girls, for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the DreamHack Malmö qualifier. My brain is already overheated. I believe it's already been 6 hours of casting, even though I just wanted to cast 1 or 2 games. You know, darling, I'll be back in an hour. I just quickly pick up a pack of cigarettes. You know that? And then he grabs his suitcase and he's never to be seen again. That's me when I tell my girlfriend that I'm leaving for a game of CS:GO and I gonna come back. Yeah, no, I never come back because there are so many things that you have to do. Suddenly games pop up all over the place, and yeah, then dedication sets in and you don't wanna go home anymore. I thank every one of you for tuning in. This has been quite an entertaining map and match and also day so far. Ancient leads 1-0 in this best of 3 series. And Overpass is gonna be the second map here. Ancient already lead 1-0 after a 16-12 win. Now they have the choice to choose the map, the side, and they wanna stay. So I wanna point out that I memorized and I remembered to change the best of 3 score. Look at that on top. Doesn't it look great? And big shout out to Fabrizio for stepping in as a mod, helping me out here. Okay. So, yeah. In DreamHack Malmö, we will have $250,000 up for grabs. And obviously, this is the qualifier. So you know how important this match is to the two teams. The winner of this game will face Lounge Gaming, who are sitting in the next stage already. Let's see if Ancient can take a shortcut and win against Flipside on this map, or if we will see a third one, which would be Cobblestone, if we need it. So, let's see what the two teams are up to. And Terrace will start with map control based play, capturing all the outskirts first, and now they are slowly but surely pushing forward. We have the first gunfight breaking out already with Twist in a small encounter with Markelov, but both teams just briefly poke at each other and then they back away again. Much like in real war, when you know where your opponent is, you try to position yourself better so he has the rough time against you. Well, Edit has spotted one additional player inside the A-bomb site. No real rocket science for the CTs, but Schneider with a great headshot onto Bondik. 4v4 now, just casually one clicking away on the terrorist. Now Pronax gets another frag onto Markelov, and Blade finally overwhelms Schneider at the truck. The bomb will be planted, no question about that anymore, and Shara will plant Pronax as well. A 2v3. Man advantage. Pav and Lekro come in from behind and from the front, and Pav has all of them turned with their backs against him, but his teammate is down, and now they turn around and focus on him, and that was a downfall. If Lekro only distracted them a few seconds more, Pav could have been in there already, and the 5-7 would have been the perfect weapon to win the 1v3 clutch with, if you're close enough to them. 1-0 nonetheless in favor of Flipside. So the Ukrainian mixture, a CIS-based squad, will get themselves that first round and kick off this game with that advantage. The CTs will not go for that big of an investment. They invested more into nades than they did into pistols. And as I switch to Schneider, he catches a bullet between the eyes. Not going to exist any longer in front of the A-bomb site. Ancient quickly pulled back out again and leave it up for grabs for the terrorists. We're taking their time again. A very tiring process, but for them it's probably just as tiring as for us, because they have to focus all the way and they have to stay on the edge all the time. Now Pronix pushed in there already. He's just getting fed up with all the slow playing style by Flipside, and he wants to get himself some action, and he runs for the action himself. Pov with one frag before he gets traded by Blade. Twist and Lekro are still standing, separated from each other. Twist with a chance to make it a 2v2, but just like that, Blade gets a frag. Oh, that was really close. He had 3 HP left for himself. Flipside survived that scary situation and make it 2-0. Lekro on 0 kills so far. 1 for everyone on the squad. Another, this time around, a naked save for the CTs. Nothing has been purchased. Not even one P250 or anything. Go for the stack in the tunnels. Schneider and Pronix. Cheeky boys. And the stack quickly gets disposed of, and Bondik turns a stack of players into a stack of money. Collects all of that. Carries it back home to safety. And invests it in some bigger weaponry in the next round, probably. Pov and Lekro still try to find out where to pick up an exit frag or what to do next. Maybe they're trying to find a pawn shop where they could get a new weapon as well. A secret shop in maps. Oh, I hope that Valve isn't listening, but a secret shop in maps would be cool, where you can buy in the middle of the round. No, I'm not playing Dota, I'm not playing LoL, I'm not playing any MOBAs. I just know them, and I come up with the weirdest decisions, just like Pov. Look at him, he's defusing, but Shara had it covered. That was quite close. 3-0. If he had a defuse kit, he would have made it. Now Schneider on the orb. It's not Twist this time around. It's Schneider who wants to take the initiative with it. Orbing on overpass. Getting that first one onto World Edit. The terrorists quickly find themselves down a man. And Flipside is paying some respect now to the presence of Schneider. The smoke will still block them off a little bit. Now they send Bondik to find where the other orb player is hiding at. But the toilets will be hard to be cleaned up for the terrorists. Markelov is already coming in from the stairs. Chera is alone. Oh, did Markelov spot him there? I don't know if he has spotted Pov. But he surely hasn't spotted Pronax, who's still on the outside of the B-bomb site. Now Markelov is back on the orb. Let's see what he can do with it. It's his home turf, so to speak, his old homestead. The horse that he was riding for most of his life. Then it died, and now he's back on it. Maybe he can do some damage with it, but Flipside is taking their times. 40 seconds on the clock. The bomb will surely be carried into the A-bomb site, because everyone is rotating back in there. And now Twist gets spotted off guard by Bondik. The terrorist patience has been rewarded with that frag to equalize the player count, but they still have to make their way into A, and Blade gets caught with a flash, completely blinded, didn't see where the shots were coming from, didn't hear them either. World Edit is down as well already, and Markelov with the gun of World Edit could try to take revenge, but he can't, and so does Shara. He's going down as well, and Ancient with the first round on the board. The CTs really needed that first round as quickly as possible. They are on the favorite side. And if you start off losing the first rifle, you quickly find yourself down 5-0 before you get yourself back on rifles. And if you can't get the second round, everything gets really hard for you. But not the parts where it's fun that if they get hard. No. Only parts where it's not fun at all. Blade and company going for the A control now, but Pronex spots World Edit jumping up there, and that was so quick. And so silent at the same time. Not even a sound has been made by that. Bondic with a refrag onto Pronex, and now Blade comes racing through the smoke. Schneider is there, and they run into each other. Schneider with the knife. He takes off half of Blade's HP. But if that would have been a backstab, that would have been so freaking funny and awesome at the same time. Pov and Lekro are still standing for the CTs. Oh, hello, there is Blade. Lekro quickly disposes of him, turning it back into only one man difference between the two squads. And the bomb is on the way to the B site. The CTs have the quicker rotation already, and they put Pov inside the site. So he has to go big. He doesn't have the support ready. Gonna be pushed by Shara. Good frag for the CTs. Nobody there to take the refrag, and I don't know why Shara even went for that. He could have waited for the bomb to go down and then have his teammate ready as well. Markov finds himself in a 1v2 and makes it a 1v1 with a headshot, but he's down to 4 HP. And Legro is already there. He knows where the terrorist is. Easy pickings for him. Triple kill. Ancient survived that scary situation when Flipside just slowly, like a snake, they crawled forward, and suddenly they had a man advantage. And that was well played by Lekro and Pov to go for the rotation as well, to have Pov shutting down Shara and Lekro hanging back at A to come in and get the clutch. Flipside still have enough money thanks to all the bomb plans they got, and they will go for the Galil and the Tech 9. I don't know if the CTs can tell that the terrorists still have enough money, but they definitely play as if they could. They go for very small peaks. They have some information and some map control as well, and the terrorists have to clean up the toilets before they can get their A execution over with. Flipside is heavily favoring the A side at the moment. But Shara got himself the frag on the B side, and now that's the CTs worrying about two sides. Once on A, and secondly on B. And at the same time, they worry about the backside of the A defenders at the same time. Because they don't really... They have to plug a hole at B. And that leaves some parts of the A bomb side unoccupied. Twist will pull it back with that frag onto Markelov, but the CTs still have that kind of... that play where you want to make a split between too many things at the same time, and then you fall flat on the face. Twist and Pronex make the terrorists fall flat on the face, and the bomb falls down the stairs as well. Blade gets flashed, and that bomb, it needs to get rid of its physics. It's just ridiculous sometimes. Blade goes down, Pronex handles it perfectly. So much patience, so much experience, much wow. Shara on the rotation from B to the bomb. 3 CTs stacked up there with 10 seconds on the clock. He's just going to save his gun. No question about that. Highly unlikely that we see terrorists save weapons, but it was worth it for Shara. He has 1.3 on the money, so keeping the AK and all the equipment gives him more money than the loser bonus does. That's quite obvious. And he has enough money to at least buy up a Tech 9 in the buy round that his teammates will have in the next one. And if they get a bomb plant, he will be fine anyway. So let's find out how fine he can be in this one. Pov and company go for the default play, and Twist is already waiting there in B short. Shara just stumbles into him. Was surprised a little bit, and the CTs with a tower on the outside of B, getting themselves another frag. Schneider with one onto Blade before he gets traded by World Edit. And that AWP could be used by Flipside in the next round. But I highly doubt that World Edit will go for a 1 minute 10 save. So he tries to pick them apart. He has to struggle against 4 CTs, and they got themselves into the cheekiest of positions already. Pov is in that corner, Twist is over there. It's gonna be hard to predict that they are hanging out in those situations, in those positions. And there goes Twist. Good headshot onto World Edit. 4-3. A round difference. Ancient with 4 rounds in a row, building up a lot of money. 7k on Twist, 5k on Lekro, 4k on POV, and that's post-buy. They don't have to worry about anything at all. Yeah, I'm PGL now. Look at my camera. Ooh, just kidding. Sorry. After 6 hours of casting, sometimes you get a little bit insane, but it's a healthy amount of insanity, I can assure you. So the past 4 rounds for the CTs have sparked their hopes of getting this over with rather quickly. Pronex played a big role in one of those rounds. You can see the impact of Lekro's play. He came up with that clutch as well as a triple kill. And Twist warming up as well. It's never a good sign if you have Twist warming up like that. Then you have Schneider, who's consistently performing okay. You have Lekro with some standout performances here and there. And then you have Pronex, who started off with 3 frags in the pistol, and now he's completely out of control. At the same time, you have Blade putting up some resistance for the terrorists, but the rest of his squad have to do some more work. And Shara was so good on Cobblestone against Preparation. I hope that he can get back on that performance, while Schneider is usually the standout performer for his teams. I'm not necessarily speaking of Ancient, and I'm curious to see him perform up to his usual standards. Twist definitely already is, and those 2 players alone, they can dispose of a team, can dismantle them. The terrorists start off with their usual go-to play. Markelov checking out the stairs, and Shara is already in position on the B-bomb side with Blade on Monster. The terrorists have changed it up a little bit, and Pronex with the right timing onto Markelov. Good job by Pronex getting the first frag for the CTs. The terrorists still spread out, well at it, using his AWP where it's supposed to be used on A long. But that doesn't really give him a chance to surprise anyone. Blade will surprise Pronex with that kind of ballsy play to push through the door and then keep running and shooting at the same time. 4v4 back to equal player count. Lekro looking for a peek. Nobody there. The CTs could tell that the terrorists are on the way to B by the general behavior, or they can try and predict it. So far, no prediction by the CTs. They are going for the rotation right now. POV and Lekro are still standing inside the site. Bonding is the next one to enter. But POV and Lekro is still around, and they have big clutches on the bomb site still. Lekro finally goes down, but POV will get a second frag. And together, they made 3 frags go the way of the CTs, with only 1 being replied on. Well, that is at the border of that pillar, and he gets himself the double, making it a 1v1. 10 seconds on the clock. He's got a bomb on his back. He needs to plant it still. And Twist is coming in. He spots the head of World Edit, and despite the fact it was such a great try, Lekro's damage and the damage that POV has dealt on the terrorists was simply too much. World Edit with the double kill that was reminding me of that was Fox yesterday in their matchup against, correct me if I'm wrong, it was SK or Dignitas? Whom did FaZe play yesterday? I don't know, but Fox did get a really sick shot on Cash with the AWP. And that was World Edit in action. Didn't help Flipside at all. They got 2 more frags, but they would have liked to have the round, and for that they have to figure out how to overwhelm POV and Lekro on the B side. They have 5 AKs, but the CTs have Twist going for the information already, and they have POV and company pushing in the back as well. Lekro with the crossfire, and the CTs are doing a great job here. Twist coming in from behind. Now the terrorists have to turn back and forth. They will probably get dizzy in a few seconds when they are finished up checking their backs. Dizziness results in being sick. And when you're sick in CSGO, it usually means you're good. Doesn't look too good though for Markelov as he's alone. He makes it a 1v3, but that's all he can achieve. Twist finishes the job, and Ancient make it 6-3. The scoreline that they are almost supposed to have right now, because they're on the CT side, and they also got the first rifle round on the board. So them pulling away with the scoreline is not really a surprise. Flipside still have to figure out how they click, and when they have figured out how the CTs position themselves and how they react to whatever Flipside is doing, the Ukrainian squad can finally get themselves some terrorist rounds. At least that's usually how it goes. Looks like the terrorists have gotten themselves the early advantage now, but the CTs are pulling back with Lekro again. Coming up big for the CTs with that aggressive play. Pov is rotated to A now, helping Schneider out, who's only got the AWP, only, so to speak. He needs some close quarter combat support, and there is Pov shutting down the first one. Bondik with the trade, and Schneider didn't exactly see them. He's lining up a little more defensive angle, waiting for Bondik and Markelov to go for the peaks. Lekro is still standing on B, and the terrorists are coming for him as well. Lekro went for that jumping peak there. Could have spotted him, but he's not, so he's completely blinded. Doesn't know where the terrorists are coming from. Markelov and Bondik have to work together. There is Markelov with a headshot onto Lekro. And Schneider's already there. He didn't spot them. He knows that Bondik is on the plant already, and he uses the small time frame that he had to drop down there. Bondik is already up to the challenge, while Schneider will dispose of Markelov with a quick scope. Bondik is there to collect a frag with a rifle, and Flipside will win their first rifle round just 10 rounds in. Now the CT's money has been kept low by mainly this round, and also by the minor amount of damage that the terrorists have dealt overall. The CTs had to invest here and there, and with the AWP being in play almost all the time for Ancient, that was the main factor why the CTs ended up with no money in this round. At least no saved money. They will still have enough money to get that really good buy. But Flipside have the chance to make it not only 5-6, but possibly even 6-6, winning the upcoming save. Key round for Ancient. Pronex and Well Edit will trade blows back and forth. Now Twist and Pronex run into some resistance in the tunnels, but they will dispose of Markelov, and they make it a 4v3. Twist stays in the stairs, and Blade will pull it back. Shara wins the advantage over to Flipside with that spray onto Pronex. And the CTs have to trust Lekro. He's coming up big again, making it a 2v2, and the terrorists are on the way to the B side. He has to watch out. He's gonna be flanked by the bomb carrier, and he's up to the challenge, but well that it is quicker on the trigger, leaving Pov alone. But he's already on the B side as well. Well that it and Shara have to cover each other. Shara is so low on HP, but now they know where Pov is. The Incendiary Nade will block them off a little bit, and he tries to get himself into a better position. Shara is, well, running through Monster now to get to the bomb site, and World Edit is picking up the bomb to get it planted, while Shara is covering his teammate. Now Pov is on the verge of killing World Edit. If only he has... Oh, World Edit just doesn't go for the full out peak. They know as long as Shara is in that position, he can cover his teammate, and that's the right thing to do. Trust your mate, and you will be safe. Shara was here. He knew that Well Edit was covered. If the CT comes around that angle to shoot Well Edit, Shara has him covered, at least damages or distracts him or gets the refrag. Flipside with a 6-5, and Ancient on the save round. A UMP for Markelov to farm some money. And the CTs with the outright aggressive move. Look at that. Pronex and company will push forward with USPs. They have nothing to lose except their lives. And they want to make the terrorists lose some more kills as well. But it's not really working out the way they wanted it to. The terrorists will pick up the 4 frags rather quickly. Ancient with only twist on a P250 and Flipside will take their time. Now they are really scared of that one player. Why don't they bunch up 5 guys, push one direction? Who cares where he's coming from or going to? Okay, in the end he runs into the crosshair of Shara. But yeah, well, Flipside just don't want to lose any eco rounds. They did it too often on Inferno, so they don't want to do it again here on Overpass. Would be quite bad for them if they did so. Pronex is going for B this time around. Just going for the peak, and Chara already closes out Pov, shifting this round in the favor of the terrorists. Ancient needs to watch out to not slip and fall here. They were looking so strong at the start of this map, but now they're losing ground really fast. Pronex tries to get his hands on something like a lining to hold on to and keep his team in the running for this game and for this round in particular. But except for the 1 frag and a lot of damage, he didn't do enough for his teammates. Schneider and Twist are clawing their way in there. Schneider jumping at Markelov. Didn't get the frag for that. Twist is on his own and he wants to save his rifle for the upcoming round. Flipside will make it 7-6. And that felt like a pause to me, but it isn't. Really long freeze time, by the way. But I don't know if is that 10-second freeze time, because isn't it supposed to be lower? I haven't read the rules of DreamHack Malmö qualifier. I'm going with the normal rule set. But they already surprised me with the MR3 16k overtime, which is not really the normal way of handling it, but I kind of like it. I mean, it would be really bad on train when everyone's picking up auto scopes, but on a map like Inferno, for example, it didn't have that big of an impact. As always, we have a very, very slow attempt by Flipside to clean up everything. Now, well, that it has spotted Pronex inside the A side, but that's not really speeding Flipside up. That only makes it slower and slower. Pop behind the wall. He has spotted Markelov's shadow already. And now he comes out of his hiding spot, picks up the AK. Good job by him. He gets back into safety as well. And the terrorists have to watch out to not slow down and die by slowing down. I mean, sometimes, you know, sometimes you're getting so slow that you're actually moving backwards again. Flipside was about to get that slow. 11 seconds on the clock. Lekro only has to pick up the bomb planter, which he won't be able to do. But if only, you know, it would have been quite a close round. 8-6 though, in favor of Flipside, winning 5 rounds in a row already. They didn't drop too many weapons or anything, so they don't go for, you know, that's what I like about this too, the 4 AWP terrorist spawn, and everyone dropped an AK as well. They would have been able to do so with 11 and 10k on their players, but they decided to not do it. Twist on the other side has an AWP, and he's replacing Schneider now on the big scope, making it work as well. Probably because of his spawn, he was sent forward, and he surprised Chara a little bit. Flipside taking their time. I don't think I have to say that Flipsid are taking their time. That's almost a given. Blade was thinking about pushing through the smoke for a second, but he reconsidered, didn't do it in the end. Now he's taking a quick peek in there with a Molotov to cover him a little bit. Didn't see anyone, so he's joining his teammate in long to make that, or to get that execution ready. On the other side of the map, we still have Bondig waiting for his prey to walk past. And World Edit just looking through those tiny, tiny gaps. Wants to pick up a kill here very soon. Oh, now he's getting flashed. Ancient doing a good job here. Pronax gets the frag, but Bondig spots the barrel of Pov sticking out. Bondig with a second frag. He doesn't have the bomb with him yet. Markelov just barely got himself through the stairs. He's hunted by the CTs already. They tried to catch him before he gets to the site, but he just barely makes it out. Twist will finish him off. 9 seconds on the clock. Blade comes in from behind. 4 seconds. The CTs just need to stay alive, and the terrorists have lost this round. The time ran out a little bit too much. And the terrorists with a really cool attempt, so to speak. Schneider still burns. But that was really a weird round. Bondig opened up the B side with 2 frags over here and here. But at the same time, the bomb got intercepted by the CT, by Twist looking down from heaven. He got Markelov killed. Intercepted the bomb from going down, and that gave the CTs a fighting chance and a chance to win it. Pronax went back in here with Schneider to save his guns or his equipment. Not save the guns and the equipment, to save the round and win it for Ancient. 8-7. And yeah, you probably can tell that I'm a little bit sick if you've heard my voice in normal mode. So that's why my voice is sometimes cracking and pitching weirdly. Happened twice or 3 times today. But I hope you can cope with that. Oh, it just happened again. Doesn't matter. Schneider and company on the B execution. They have Pov taking point, but Markelov is shutting them down. Together with Shara, he goes for the reload at the same time. Quite dangerous, but Shara with 2 straight headshots will make it go the way of Flipside. 4v1 in favor of the CTs. Schneider's bomb has been spotted. He has to pick it up still. He doesn't have any equipment, and the Glock is possibly the worst long-range weapon that you can have in that situation. Flipside make it 9-7. Now they have won both pistol rounds. Ancient desperately need an upset. They need somebody to step up again. Markelov already gets himself the frag onto Pronax on the outside of B, and Blade checks everything out, so he knows nobody's coming there. Schneider's coming there though, and he makes it a happen 6th frag for him in the second half. MP9 is being picked up. He tries to hold the CTs as long as possible, but it doesn't matter anymore. Schneider has the MP9, but Twist is so far away from him. Schneider has to get a really good attempt of faking the bomb site to make the CTs rotate all the players over to the side and let Twist plant. That's not going to happen, so Schneider is just taking a casual peek. He's joining his teammate in the stairwell, and together they will try to execute on the A side and try to get this bomb planted. They don't have armor though, so it's gonna be a hard task to accomplish either way. Maybe they can do something about Bondig's position, but Markelov should be able to set up a crossfire here, and they should be able to cover each other. There comes the first one. Markelov with a frag. Schneider's tagging the one. It's Bondig on 27. Good frag by Schneider. 15 seconds on the clock. Bondig running into some trouble. but he gets himself out of there, and Shara was around to help his teammate out already. Flipside will get the 10th round. 3-round lead now for the Ukrainian squad. And a Tech 9 push without armor though. Only Twist has armor. The rest of the squad wants to use their speed as a shield. Schneider's speed didn't work out. Now Tech 9's is really bad in that situation that we have seen Bondik in already. And Markelov will quickly get the 2 frags on the B-bomb side. Pov is on his own now that Twist got killed by World Edit. It's not really making his chances any better that he has not collected a bomb yet. Bomb was left down there, or up there I should say, and it was impossible for him to retrieve it in time. 11-7 now, the 4-round lead for Flipside. AKs, 5 of them for the T's. Orb for World Edit already in play. And Ancient start off with a 4-1 split. Pronix really likes that play. He likes to hang around on the B side. And he's got his hands on the controls of the rest of his players. So he can say, guys, you will move forward now, while he's doing something else, and they don't have to communicate as much. If somebody else, except for the in-game leader, calls, the lurker always plays a very soul round, where there is not much interaction with his teammates. He can call and do stuff like that, but he can't specifically prepare a situation that he makes his enemies run into. Just like the terrorist did now, with the rotation on the CTs, but the Molotov is already in place. So Blade was denied an easy entry to the side, and the bomb goes down. Pov and Schneider working together. The CTs come in both from the CT spawn, and Schneider with a great headshot onto Shara. Oh, both of them are quite low in HP, but they spot for each other and they work their way around. Pov with a headshot, and it's an 11-8 in favor of Flipside. Ancient just came up with their first rifle round, and that is so much needed for them. They really needed that boost of confidence, that ability to win a round against the CTs, even if it's a full buy. To turn around into your own favor on your own strength and not on your opponent's weakness. Now they know that they can do it. And Flipside will most likely try to not panic yet, so they will probably try to calm each other down and, don't worry about it. And that's when it gets a little dangerous. So when the terrorists get another round, the CTs would face a really harsh reality of having to save. And that would give Ancient the chance to close the gap to 10-11. Just go for casual informations on the B side. Well, that it is still holding A together with Bondik on his own. Terrace with a good chance to turn this into a save round for the CTs. There comes the first frag on the A side. The CTs were on a small movement is there inside the squad, even though it's more or less an individual movement of everyone else just reacting to the frag that just happened. And now Blade is there. He gets a kill onto Schneider. The CTs are still holding strong on the B side. Shara with one, Pop with a trade. Lekra has to step up. He just barely gets a headshot onto Blade and gets a second onto Shara. Now he's being traded by Bondik, and instead for Tad back and forth. 10-7 for Twist and Pov. They have to work their way out of there together. Otherwise Bondik will line them up and shoot them together. Possibly even through each other. There goes the first one. Twist is down already, and the second falls straight away. Bondic with a triple kill and the defuse for Flipside to make it 12-8. Ancient with a perfect chance to take the momentum back into their own hands, but they failed to do so. The CTs will avoid having to save, while the terrorists are back, and they are set back 2 steps. Back on upgraded oh, they are going to force buy. Okay, Tech 9 for Schneider. Look at the lack of nades, however, and that's why I was a little bit surprised, because usually you need the nades on the terrorist side to clean up those different angles on the toilets, to smoke off the B side and all that. Well, they did with the first punishment. Pronax though replies on the B side, and that shifts the CTs around to the B side a little bit. Pronax tries to tuck into the corner, but no way out of that tunnel anymore. Blade with the kill. Now Paul has reinforced that stairwell, but he's going down on the way to do that, leaving Lecro alone against 3 CTs. The bomb is still on the loose, but by checking out stairwell, he makes Blade go for the peek and then gets the frag. 2v1 now. 58 seconds on the clock. Almost a minute for Lecro to figure out a way on how to approach that situation. Lecro checking out the toilets while the CTs hold their positions. Shara's looking at B, and he's got a good rotation to A as well. And while that is just waiting at the very back of the site behind those containers, and his shadow has been spotted by Lecro. He's quickly trying to track him down, but Shara is coming in with a flank, and while that played it perfectly. He waited for the terrorists to catch the bait, and then he just ran around the containers, avoiding the kill for the terrorists, and then Shara came in from the B side and got the kill on the container. Pov and company, as you can see yourself, going for that complete Glock train. P250s for 2 of their players. One of them was Pronax, the other one was Lecro, and now it's Schneider. But I think the P250s have been cursed at the start of the round. They won't achieve anything with that. 14-8. 2 more rounds to go for Flipside, and they will win this game, this map, and draw the scoreline at 1-1. And we would see another best of 3 go in the third way, the third map. Well, that with an aggressive move outside of the B-bomb site. Something that might have been unexpected for the terrorist. The Molotov is forcing him away, and he retreats his position. Pronax goes down to well, and it, as I said, might be unexpected, and it was definitely unexpected. Flipside inventing not really inventing, but creating a few different setups for themselves, so the terrorists will stumble into them. Snyder with a frag onto Blade, drawing it back to even Stevens. Paul with a good headshot onto Bondic. CT suddenly under some pressure. Well, that it is down to 30 as well. And the terrorists have pinned him down long enough and far enough, so he has to go back into that very, very clumsy and crunchy corner, being caught between a rock and a hard place. Markelov with a frag on the twist, however, draws it back to equal players yet again. This round is not going to go down easily. The CTs have Shara inside the side, and that's the cue for the terrorists to execute. They know he's been back in the side already, so let's smoke him off and go for the bomb plant. We should be able to do that. And after that, We will try to hold on to that one. Pov goes out on a limb, gets the headshot onto Shara. Now Lekro is already aggressively positioned, poses down and holds us down. Markelov well at it with the refrag, and Pov will get another one. A triple kill for Pov, making it possible for Ancient to fight longer in this map and in this matchup. They can still take it home 2-0. Flipside on 14 rounds, however. But they are running out of money, and Ancient will have a forced buy now. 3 AKs, 1 Galil and 1 Tech 9. The lack of money and the lack of surviving terrorists in the previous few rounds is definitely noticeable. Bondig on A long. The CTs go for an aggressive move again, and Bondig will open up this round. Down to 15 HP, however, so he has to run as quickly as possible to run for his life while his teammates are doing the work. There comes another one for World Edit. Double zoom into Twist. 3v5 in favor of the CTs. Very comfortable positions now, even though Blade only has a deagle. The CTs with a 2-man advantage. They could go out and look for some information and lose one player. It wouldn't matter too much, especially in this stage of the round with 38 seconds on the clock. Usually if you spot them out and if you go down, it means that they will execute on the side that they were spotted on. Schneider and Lekro burning in the flames, running out of time, running out of HP as well. Flipside make it a flawless round to take it to the map point. It's not gonna be the match point. Ancient won the first map 16-12. Maybe the last chance for Ancient here. They have to make it another chance by themselves. Nobody else will help them. Do a good job of pushing through. Lekro maybe overextended a little bit. Now we've got a smoke in place, and Bondig is on the other side of that smoke. He gets the cue to retreat, however. Has to give up all the positions that Ancient would have collected really slowly. Now they are running through them with the Tech 9s in the holster. And every individual is playing it as an individual at the moment. Schneider just going for some wall bangs, not going to connect though. Now he's joining the bomb carrier. Now he's joining not the bomb carrier, in fact. The bomb has been dropped behind. I thought Pov was carrying the bomb. They wanted to fake the A bomb site go to weaken B, and Pronax is waiting in line there. His teammates are around already. Pov was stepping around quite carelessly and dragged in a nade that he just caught. 42 HP for him. Pronax still waiting, and the terrorists will make another re-rotation towards A. As I said, the running around like chicken strategy by Pronax, the chicken-like behavior. Now they're running back again with Pronax getting that frag on the B defenders. Markelov is still in there. Markelov is going down. Schneider still keeps Ancient in the game. He's getting another one before he goes down. It was Pov with the Tech 9, I'm sorry. But Schneider with the Deagle reloading, and World Edit will close him out. Flipside make it 16-9. And we will move on to the second map. It's over. It's, yeah, this one is over. And we will move to Cobblestone to find Mirage. Sorry, Mirage and not Cobblestone. Mirage is the last one. I have completely misread the information. And yeah, I will go for a small break. I will get some coffee, and we will see who is going to get to the third round of this qualifier, to the last stage. The winner of this best of 3 series will face off against Lounge Gaming in the upcoming game. So stick around some more for more action. Thank you for